All right, I wanted to wait until we were closer to the start of training camp before we talked about this, but let's talk about it. Um, with training camp set to open next week, the Blackhawks aren't certain if their starting goaltender will be ready to hit the ice. Yeah, that's a problem. Corey Crawford is not 100%, because if he was, he'd tell us, right? During the summer, he mentioned it once that I've been able to find where he said he's not 100% yet, but he hopes to be 100% by training camp. The fact the team isn't saying he's 100% means he's not. And that he may very well not make it to training camp. Now, if he doesn't start training camp, we can start having a discussion we were having, I think it was February, when rumors started coming out that Corey Crawford's career could be over. Vertigo-like symptoms, concussion-related symptoms, and sometimes those don't go away. So, the Hawks are in a tough position, and this is why people aren't picking the Hawks to make this big comeback year, because we understand from last season that when Crawford got hurt, their goaltending just wasn't up to snuff. Now, I like Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's fine, but he's not Corey Crawford. And if Crawford's not going to play, because here's the trick. So let's just say that Crawford's 75%. He'll get back to 100 in November. He's missed training camp. He's missed a month worth of games. He's that far behind the eight ball. He'd have to start working out and doing all the stuff that players do. He won't be ready until December if that's the case. And that's already 20-some games into the season, at least. Might be up to about 30. By the time he's ready to come back, they might be like, you know what, we'll shut him down for the year because it's taken so long for him to come back, and sometimes he has a headache here and there that, we're still trying to figure out, and it's just not worth it. It's a tough position when a player goes through this because their body is good. He can work out. And this is where 20, 30 years ago, coaches and GMs would have been like, go out on the ice. You'll be fine. We'll throw you some Tylenol. We'll throw you some painkillers. You'll be fine. We'll get you out on the ice. At least give it a shot. Whereas now we understand that concussions are really bad and you don't want to mess with them. I think this is definitely a sign that he won't be ready for the start of the regular season because we haven't heard that he is. Again, the Hawks would be calling the press and saying, Crawford's 100%, we're good to go. Because they know how important he is too. And that public perception of where their goaltending went when they had to rely on Forsberg last year. Ask any Blackhawks fan about Forsberg. The ironic thing being that before the season started, if I said anything about Forsberg that was negative, I got told I was crazy. Didn't know what I was talking about. And it was just what I had seen of Forsberg in Columbus. I saw a goalie that I didn't think was 100% NHL level. And you can be completely wrong in that. You can be right in that. I can be as right or wrong as anybody else. And now we're in a position where they may have to go with Ward, and Forsberg could be the backup. Again. And where you have to get nervous is Cam Ward at this stage of his career could very well be somewhat injury prone from all the hockey he's played and injuries he's had before. And yeah, it's one of those reasons that it's easy for people to pick Chicago to finish last in the division if you don't have your goaltending in order, and if it looks like your starter could very well miss the season, and there's been rumors about him potentially losing the rest of his career. It's a downer. And that's the absolute best way to boil it down, is that it's not an upbeat note to start the Blackhawks training camp. Hopefully he's there. Hopefully this speculation's wrong, but to me it seems like the team would announce that he was fine if he was fine. And if he's not telling them he's fine, he probably isn't. So all the best to Corey Crawford. Do not play until you're certain you're okay. Do not rush yourself with an injury like this, because while your legs may feel okay and your arms might feel fine, your back's fine, if your head isn't okay, you're not okay. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.